Here we
Oh, we're
go.
live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Magic Hour with Anna Stone and Stephanie Siren.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. And we are here today to talk about what, Anna?
Sorry, had to echo there. Sorry about that. Um, I couldn't hear you because I heard you lag time. I see now how lagged we are. So we have like a 5-second delay, it seems like.
Oh, we do.
Yes, we
Okay.
do. Because my
All right.
computer just it just showed us live just now. And like the sound came on. So, anyways,
Oh,
technical
okay.
shit.
So, welcome, everyone. Here we
Hi.
are. And
Hi.
now, what are we talking about, Anna?
So a situation occurred that has brought the topic at hand to the forefront, which is narcissists. And again, I know we've been over this before, but we're revising it and revisiting it because unfortunately, but how empathic and psychic people tend to draw
Pair up
those
with.
people in, like how we are cursed with the attraction to and from narcissists. So um
Right,
you know
right. Okay.
yeah,
And
and
also,
what
I
and
want
then
to
we're going to talk about what
apologize.
makes it different, like because we both have empaths typically and narcissists typically have childhood trauma or other traumas that they've had, and one of us becomes a narcissist and the other one doesn't. So we're going to discuss something, why that is also the case, what makes us different, why did we not become that way, and why did they, right? Because
Right, the
that's
difference between the 2, and also I wanted to
mhm,
apologize ahead of time to everybody. We're here in California, and we're having unprecedented rains.
right.
So, if we ever cut out or anything or have any issue, it's the weather. Like, we're not used to this. I know everybody in the other states are like, "Rain, really, guys?" But, like,
Sky
we're not
poison,
built.
yeah. That's what LA people act like there's freaking poison falling from the fucking sky. It's unreal. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, but anyways, yeah, it is crazy. It is storming pretty bad. So, you know, hopefully not, but just in case that if that occurs,
Right,
that would be why. Right. So,
right.
all right. So, Stephanie,
Yeah, I was gonna
let's talk about
actually
it.
share. On my part, I
Yeah.
have this need as a priestess and as a spiritual leader to use my experiences as examples to help teach others how to handle these things in the world.
Right.
And so my screwy stuff that I go through, I just take it and transmute it into an education for others and
Right.
to spread help and understanding.
Right.
And so that's what we're doing tonight is helping others because unfortunately the spiritual I don't want to say industry, but it feels like an industry is racked chock full of narcissists
Oh yeah.
because it is a very easy place to hide
Oh, it
because
is.
there's
And
a lot of kumbaya
supply
people.
everywhere. Because people are looking for answers, they're looking for community, they're looking for acceptance, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people that come to spirituality have had trauma, have had, like something that's made them try to look for a deeper path. Because like the majority of people aren't pondering. I mean, this is sad, but it's true. Like over 50% of people don't sit and think about this stuff. They don't sit and think about like our place in the universe, or what really is the case, like how do we come to be, things like that, like philosophical questions. They don't look into those things, which is insane to me, but okay. So the people that do
Right.
typically tend to be those of us that have had experiences that make us have to
And I would
question.
yeah, and I would say in a layman's way of explaining it, like if you have had an existential crisis by the time you're 25 years old, you probably are going to be on the spiritual path,
Yeah, absolutely.
and if you continually have existential crises, you're the type of person who's definitely asking questions and getting more philosophical with everything.
Right,
That
right,
would be a person that would definitely be a victim of somebody narcissistic.
right. Yeah, and they hide with the spiritual title. So, like, right, because there's a lot of people that come under the guise of a spiritual healer or leader or coach, and in reality, they're just a bona fide narcissist that's looking for supply. right?
Yeah. Oh
And
my
that is
goodness.
a
Yes.
problem within the community for sure, and I know a lot of people get mad at us talking about it, but it's true. Oh, by the way, really quick, I gotta say, come here, come here. It's her birthday tomorrow. It's my little one's birthday. She's gonna
Hello.
be 9. Yay!
Happy birthday, Miss
Happy
Lucy
birthday.
Lou.
Mwah, I love you. Okay, okay. Bye.
Symbol
Sorry. Okay.
baby.
Sorry. Okay. So she just got back from a birthday party upstairs. But anyways, yeah, like there people are, and so we're vulnerable to it, right? But there's reasons why we're vulnerable that are beyond that. It's because we care about people, and
Mhm.
psychologically speaking, also, like I will add this, that it's very hard to recognize in somebody else that which you don't possess yourself. So if
Really?
you are not a scoundrel, if you're not a piece of shit, if you're not a user and abuser, it is very hard to see those traits in other people unless it's right in your face, which of course it never is in the beginning. Otherwise, we would not be in those relationships, right? Like this happens
Right.
over time. So,
And they mask,
you know,
but see, here's the other thing is that ourselves, people who have been through a lot of rough initiations and trauma also are the same way, right? Like we have similarities. And so
yes,
we see that in that person and we
right.
think they're like us.
Yes, that's the thing. We see the trauma in them,
Right.
right? Because that we do recognize, and then we wanna help because we've already done some work and we're and they're a project, it becomes almost like a project, right? Like, and that's not a good thing, and you should never look at a person like
Well,
a project,
and
you know?
and every healer though, I will say this, it's a casualty of it, but every healer that I know, even myself, we have a tendency to see the divinity in others.
Right. We see that at the
And
soul level, not the
yeah,
level.
yes, like we see people at the soul level. So when we're looking at a person, we're seeing them through God's eyes, if you will. Okay. We're
Mhm.
seeing them through source's eyes. So it's not a human experience for us. And
Right,
and so but for them, it's nothing but an NPC experience. They look at us and just see a possession. They look at us
right.
and see something that they eventually will discard. And
And
they
destroy.
pick you based on how easy they think it could be to discard you.
Right, I think they also pick like a lot of them, I think, go for challenges. I think they want to pick women that are strong, independent, and have their shit together because they are none of those things. And also, then they
Okay.
need those things so that they can live because most of them are hobosexual, right? Like hobosexual, meaning that they
Yeah.
don't have a house, they got kicked out somewhere else, so they're looking for a place to shack up real quick. So they're gonna love the bomb the crap out of you, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna be the perfect mate until they're not, right?
Well, it's
Like,
all opportunistic. It's all
oh yeah,
opportunistic. It's
it
looking
is.
at
Yeah,
you. Yeah, you are a paycheck. You are a place to live. You are a means to an end,
hmm
basically. You're not a person. And with my latest one, it was he likes to collect women like objects
hmm
and like kind of like badges of honor, like look what I did to that one, look what I did to this one. And they're all big names in our community.
See, that's what
And
I mean. Yep.
yeah, and he goes for that and tries to destroy them, like he tries to make them crazy.
I mean,
And
that's so sad because
eventually, because I am so empathic, I picked up on his psychosis. And I could feel it buzzing in my head. And this is the frightening part because empaths, you can go crazy from being around a
oh
mentally
yeah,
ill person too much.
yes, you can.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's very
Especially a
dangerous.
narcissist
Yeah.
because they
Uh,
are energy vampires.
so they're like the devil. Sorry, it's true. Um, and let's talk about that like a little bit. So a narcissist, like what does that mean? Like so there's a spectrum, right? There,
Hmm.
of course,
Hmm.
clinically speaking, there's a spectrum. There's all type and there's different types. There's covert, overt, malignant. There's all different. There's different kinds, okay, of narcissists. And then there's also borderline
Different
personality,
flavors.
which is similar to that too, right? And men can be borderline also. Like, we think of that as a female disorder often, but
Mhm.
there are many men that are have borderline also, and that has more histrionic. traits in it, and a lot of sexual deviancy, like,
Right.
deviancy, like,
They
being
usually
careless.
recreate the trauma that they went through.
Right, yeah, and they yeah, like yes, they do. But so narcissism, typically speaking, is seeing hello. By the way, hi everybody in the chat. Hello.
Yes, hi
Thank you
everybody,
for the
welcome,
birthday.
and please participate in the chat
Yeah,
with us. If you have questions about this subject
yeah,
or wanna share with us your stories,
right.
we're here
Because we've
just ready
dated a
to talk
lot
about
of these
it.
people, unfortunately, right?
Yes.
Like
Oh, you know
very
what?
much.
That's the other thing, Anna, because we're in the spotlight a lot on social
Oh
media,
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
These people, these types of people lie in wait. What they do is they gather information on you.
yes,
And that's what happened for me with the last one. He went
same.
and gathered information on me before he even approached me. And myself, not thinking like that,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Was like, okay, yeah, we could chat a bit. Okay, yeah, I'll go to lunch with you. It wasn't, I didn't think this person had compiled data on me ahead of time and then made this
right.
personality they thought I would find attractive.
Yeah,
Because with narcs, they don't have any, uh, what's the word I'm looking for?
sense of
Sense of
self.
self.
Yeah,
Yeah. Everything is envy. They envy everything about you. They are jealous about everything about you. They are just like these empty voids that
yep,
just want to just suck up any kind of goodness you could possibly have and use it for their own. I mean,
right.
he even used my own dog. Okay. And
Yeah.
everybody on here knows my Whitney.
So,
And
like, yeah, he took her dog for walks while he was using her dog to post pictures on dating sites to get other women, like, "Look at me with the dog," like, that kinda shit. Like, I mean, gross.
and there was no action or and there's no like they don't have any remorse for what they
Yeah, they're
do.
completely blank affect, like, nothing, like, they're, like, the biggest idiot you've ever seen. It's like they look at you like, "What's I don't understand." Like, you have to explain common decency, like, and
Yes.
well, you can try, but it doesn't work because these people, literally don't understand it, because there's a lot of reasons why, okay? There's a lot of reasons why occurs, though, and, like, we should talk about why it happens because it's not like just people are just evil. As much as we think they're evil, like, because
No.
we've experienced it,
Well,
they aren't
there are
evil.
pure evil people, but
Sure,
this
absolutely.
is like a mechanism problem. I don't even know how to say
Yeah,
it. It's
no,
like
it's a failure along a lot of paths here. There's a lot of failures going on. So, the first one is, like, that they have been abused and they have no outlet for that abuse. Like, they were not taken to therapy, they were not acknowledged as being abused, like, those kinds of things. Like, so it's, like, swept under the rug. And it's usually done by people the closest to them, who they have attachments with, because that's where the maladaptive, horrible attachments come in later, right? Usually they hate women. I hate to say it, but
mhm.
men, the ones that are, and so we're talking about male narcissists because we are females that date men. So like
Right.
that's our experience. I have not had an experience with a female narcissist personally that I'm aware. Well, maybe my mom, but like other than that, I don't talk about her. So other than that, that's why we're talking. We're not trying to single out guys, but
I date men and women, but
right.
I have never encountered a narcissistic woman on the dating arena.
See,
I'm
that's what I
not
mean.
saying
Yeah,
that I can't. I'm just saying that the odds are more in my favor to come across a narcissistic man.
right. So yeah, so it starts off at birth actually with temperament, right? So you know how you have a baby and it's either like a calm baby or like a really fussy baby, that kind of thing. There's different, levels of temperament on the scale, like that child developmental psychologists have. And
Mhm.
so people that are narcissistic are most likely going to have been a very fussy, disagreeable baby. Like they're usually not the like really nice and complacent ones, right? And they usually have issues with sensitivity to stimuli too, like in the beginning. So and a
Interesting,
lack of
because I would
object
say that
permanence.
too.
We do too. Yeah. No, we do
Yeah,
too.
we
So these
have
are
that too.
similar. They're similar. Okay. But then there's
Okay.
genetics that are involved too, because narcissism is thought to be possibly genetically linked along the line somewhere, like maybe comorbid with other things. But that we don't know for sure that, but that's kind of what the research is suggesting. And then there is the impact of trauma and the parenting about with that trauma. Like So when they experience trauma, did they have someone to go to and be safe? Well, I was traumatized too, and I didn't. But again, like, it's about how we handle it, how you process it, I guess, right? Like,
Yes.
so because our my
Well,
parents sure the hell
Anna,
didn't. My dad didn't.
is
Good.
there like a processing of compassion that they lack, or how does that work from a science standpoint?
Okay. So the big one here is childhood experiences, though. So
Is
after
it?
they yes, so after if the abuse occurs in the home and then they go to school and then they are bullied, or or the opposite, they become a bully, right? Then that is typically the more likely road that happens. Like, most of the time, they go out and they take it out on people. Happening at home, they take it out on their classmates and such, right? They find someone that they think has it worse than them, and they
Oh,
pick
right.
on that person.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Of
so whereas
course.
I was bullied, right?
Right.
I was
Me
bullied.
too.
I wasn't the bully ever. Never a bully. Like, I maybe at some maybe later in life, but like a little bit, but not really.
See,
Um, I just stick up for myself. Like,
I think being bullied actually set me up for it more because like I was taught as a young child to look the other way, to,
so me too.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
be
but
the
that's
better
the opposite of
person.
what they do. That's the
Right.
opposite what they do. So the other thing too is, what are the parents doing? Are they narcissists? Are they putting their needs over the needs of their kid all the time? Like, are the parents only showing love when the child does something that gives them, like, like some kind of supply themselves? Like, the school calls and says, "Oh, your child did so well." And then the parent can take credit for that, right? Like, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't understand what's going on, but they're seeing a pattern of behavior that's not about me, it's about her or him, and, like, and this is and so they start to, like, placate that. They start to, like, try to, do good to get that attention, etcetera, or be bad. Any attention to, at some point can be, how it is, like, some kids are so neglected that any attention is good attention. So, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
So,
I'll
and
get
then the
to the
parenting
questions
influences,
in
if
the
they're
chat too
yeah,
in a
yes,
second,
love bombing
guys.
is a humongous yes, the number 1 red
Here.
flag.
Here, I'll
The
put that
number
there.
1.
It's a number
Yeah.
one red flag, and we'll use my experience as
Yep, go ahead.
a
Yes, tell them what
example,
happened.
guys, just so you understand. So, I I'm a lawyer, and I won't say his name. And he had studied me, and because I'm a local artist too, I have a studio here in Fresno, California, and he studied me and kind of went through my art studio and stuff, and find out all he could about me. And then he asked me out. Then every single day after that, he took me out to dinner
Every day.
every day,
Every day.
every single day. This is a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
not a man wooing you. This is a red flag. This means
Yeah, you're
this
not supposed to
person
limit.
has nothing else going on in their life
Right.
and they're trying to isolate you.
Yeah. Right.
Then the ninth date, he took me up to a cabin in the woods and proposed to me. Ninth date, you guys.
Yeah, yeah, and she messaged me with a picture of a ring that he bought her and put on her finger. And
Mhm.
and I said, "Uh, oh, what?" Like, I was like, "That's a little fast, girl," because she met him 1 month exactly before I met the guy I'm dating now. And, like,
Mhm.
so it's only 1 month difference, and I'm like, "I what?" Like because, you know, the guy I'm dating has things to do, like, he has work and
Right.
hobbies and friends and things, and he does those things, and he had like, so we are not together all the time, right? Yeah,
That's another red flag, guys. He doesn't have friends of the same sex.
right.
Okay. Like if you're dating a man and he doesn't have friends, that is the biggest red flag
It's
ever.
a big red flag. Yeah, those 2 are, like, like, they're very close, like, if they're all their friends are
Right.
female, also, if they are divorced or separated, or they are still in their ex's lives somehow, that is also a red flag, unless they
Red
have a
flag.
small child together, because if their kids are grown, or even teenagers, there's really no reason for them to be involved in each other's lives, other than for the child, right? But
Mhm.
that's a really big red flag, because most of the time, the reason that they do that is to maintain control over that past partner. 100%.
Right.
And especially if that partner doesn't have another boyfriend or another husband at this point, like, that's a huge red flag. Like, that's all those things start to add up, and you're like, "Wait a minute." Um,
Oh, and a
and
narcissist loves to keep people on a string.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
they won't have just one supply of that
Oh,
energy that they like. They will have 2, 3, 4, 5 at the same time
right,
going because they look at it as their own personal energy farm.
right.
"Oh, you can't give me what I want. Okay, I'll punish you later. I'll go to this one."
Right, but how do they have time? This is the thing this is phenomenal about them. Their time management skills are I don't even
Horrible.
understand. That no, but they are able to still cheat even though they're with you every day, and it's, like, unreal. It's like
Oh,
the
I can tell you when he was cheating. He was cheating when he was walking the dog. He was cheating when he said he was going to the dentist. He was going to pick up lunch while I was working. He and to the point where this individual was with 3 firms in 4 months. Like, this
yeah,
person could not control their impulses so bad that they could not hold down a job even though they had a Juris Doctorate. Like,
yeah.
that's a narcissist. Like, they cannot control their urges. They
Like,
will
so
go
that's
and
when someone
follow.
challenges them at work, they like, yeah, they can't either keep their mouth shut, they can't apologize, they can't keep the peace, they can't
Yeah,
work with other people, like, and then always be somebody else's fault, though, and that's the other thing, it's always somebody else's fault. It's
it's
never
never
their
theirs.
fault. Never
It's
fault,
never
never.
theirs, and they
It's always
will
somebody else
point
on
out to
purpose.
you, yes,
Yeah,
your shortcomings. They will blame you.
yep,
They will tell you that it's your fault, and, "Why are you being so mean to me?"
yeah,
Or here's another tactic that they really do, and I this one, like, oh my god, this is over the top. So this is a form of gaslighting, and it's you will argue with them and tell them what you're feeling and what you need to change.
mhm,
And they will look at you and say, "Okay, are you feeling better now?"
yeah, yeah, they
Or they
will.
will be like, "Oh, you wanna go out to eat now? Or you wanna go to church now? Or you wanna walk the dog now?"
Yeah,
Like, it's nothing because guess what? It is nothing to them. Your
right,
concerns
you're just having a
your
tantrum at that.
yes, you're just not complying.
Yeah. But you'll get over it in a minute, and then we'll just go back to the same shit. And then also the other thing too is when you tell them, like, "Hey, what you said hurt my feelings." Like with my ex, I at the end there, I was like, "What you said hurt my feelings," or whatever, and he was like, "Why is it always about you?" It's like turned it on me, like, "It's always about me," and I'm just like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, you just said something mean to me and it hurt my feelings. Like when I said something, I mean, I would say anything and it would hurt his feelings, like at all. Like he was a bitch. Yeah, you know who you are. You're a
They
bitch. Okay.
are.
And like, and he for reals, a little fucking pussy bitch. Okay. Anyways, and not really psychic. He's just mentally ill. So on top of that, that's serious. We know this now. Like I know for sure
We
he's not
do.
psychic because I like if he was psychic, he would know.
That's the other thing, they fake to be psychic,
Uh
like,
huh.
they'll fake around us, and this was what my last one thought. When I met him, he thought that his thoughts weren't safe, which was kind of hilarious. I was like, "Listen, I'm not like this Martian that can read your mind, like, all the time." I
Not
think
all the
it's
time.
pretty hilarious. I
Not all
cut
the
the
time.
middleman and just hurt my own feelings. I love it, Shannon. You know what? Me too. I have my Venus is in Pisces. I break my heart all the time,
That's
girlfriend.
part of the problem. It's part of the problem. So, part of the
Mhm.
reason why we attract these people, okay? Because I refuse. I will never again on my freaking god, my dead body, cold dead body, dude. Like not happening again. Never again. Okay? No. Like because for some reason I thought that I was like, defective, that I had issues, emotional issues, right? Those things. Like,
Well,
because I
they'll have
did.
you
I
thinking
do.
that.
And I'm working on them, right?
Right,
I'm
but
actually
they'll have you thinking you're absolutely broken.
Oh, right, but yeah, and so after many of those successive relationships like that, I was believing that I was absolutely just defective and that, like, nobody would ever, like, why would they wanna be with me? And so
Right.
much so that I probably passed up a lot of decent people along the way just because I was like, "Why do you like me? What's wrong with you?" You know? Like that. Because, again, because we have this issue too where we have the same kind of traumas. What we do is that we look for
Mhm.
people when we're in a state where we think that we deserve less than what we deserve. We're in a state we look for people that are going to give us that same feeling that our parents or whoever the hell like neglected us when we were younger did, because we're so used to having to fight for attention and fight to prove our worth that we find people subconsciously, of course, like we're not doing this consciously, that we have to reenact that whole trauma with over and over again until we realize that, hey, I am all that and a bag of chips, and like you're lucky if I give you my time, the time of day, because honestly, you got to think that about yourself. You really have every. We've got to like get to the point where we believe that we're deserving and that we are fine, that we're not broken, that we might have trauma, but that doesn't define us and it doesn't mean that we can't be in a healthy relationship, right? Like, because that's what they'll have you believe. And then they'll also tell you that, like, oh, you can't date any, like, after, like when you break up, when they dump you the first 5 billion times, they'll be like, oh, you can't date, you're broken. You have to heal before you can. That is another thing. They'll say that all the time about how you have to heal, right? Like, yeah, like how you need to heal yourself between relationships, and it's like, "What are you doing, dude? Like, you're not doing any of that." Like, so they'll tell you
Right.
all about your life and how bad you are, even if you're, like,
And
in
what you
therapy, like
need to do,
yeah, I was
know.
in therapy, literally in therapy, and he's telling me I needed help. Meanwhile, he's doing, like, nothing, not a thing, and, like, and it was just but it got to me. It did, because and it doesn't matter, because when someone you care about, right, decides to
Mhm.
treat you like trash, it hurts no matter what, even if you know that they're full of shit.
Absolutely, absolutely, but that's like the fuel for them, right? They love that, and
Yeah.
it's like a badge of honor to them.
Yep.
And
It is.
actually, I was gonna say they find your vulnerabilities, they
Yeah.
find your insecurities, and then they expose them as much as possible, and then twist them around to make you seem like a bad person to others. They will
Oh, yeah.
triangulate.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they do that.
Oh,
They
yes.
absolutely do that. They do
And
that,
and and
and they also, will get you to divulge things about yeah, they'll get you to divulge things about your past, under the guise of really like, loving you and wanting to understand you.
connecting,
Yeah.
understanding each
And
other.
all the things that they love about you in the beginning, like, "Oh, you're so quirky," or "You're so weird," or "I love how you get so excited about things you're passionate about." And then at some point, those things are the things that just drive them crazy about you, and you're like, they will just neg you all the time, which is like negging is like a negative compliment. It's not a compliment, it's underhanded. And if you're out in public with other people and this person says this to you, the people you're with will not know that it is a negative thing, because it sounds innocent, but because of a conversation you've had with the narcissist in the past, they know how to get to you, like, right in front of other
Yes,
people, right in front of other people,
yes.
and then your friends will look at you like, "What are you tripping out about? That was not what," but they don't know this thing, there was a conversation around it, like, so, like, a good example would be, like, say, you're trying to lose weight or something, right? And, like, you're working out and stuff, and they never compliment you about any of it, like, like, you've lost, like, 10 pounds and you're, like, all excited, and you're like, "How do I look?" And they're like, "Fine, whatever." Then you go out to dinner with friends, and they see one of your girlfriends, are like, "Damn, girl, you're looking great. Been working out?" Like that kind of stuff, like, where
They
they'll
get
they'll
so
point
mad at
out
that.
yeah. What? Did
They
you
get
do
so
that?
mad at that because that's taking the spotlight away from them, and they want the spotlight all the time. They're major hams. And I
Right.
was gonna say also, like, about the vulnerabilities thing, like, this is also a scary pattern, and I'll share what I found out about my ex. So, he was actually going on dating sites. I found out because I went through his phone. Um,
Yeah. How
and
did you
he was I'm
I
pretty
don't like
proud
doing
about
that. Dude, if you get to the point where you feel like you need to go through someone's phone, it's already over. Let me just say that.
Yes, I agree, but I was already doing it because I was like, this person, something's very wrong with them,
Yep.
and I want to get to the bottom of it because they had already moved me into
Yeah.
an
Right.
apartment. And I was like, something's not right here. And I
Yeah.
just wanted proof because he had gaslit me for so long that I didn't know what was true and what wasn't anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And
And you're
that's what
just
they
you're just
do.
acting ridiculous. You're overreacting. Can you calm
Yes,
down, please?
she's just crazy. She's just crazy, and then telling everybody I'm crazy even though I'm being gaslit on the daily. And so I found out that he's going on dating sites and he's preying upon women that are not from this country.
Oh.
And so they barely speak English.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he tells them he's a lawyer,
Mhm.
and they get intrigued, and then he acts like this really nice guy when really what he's doing is he's taking away the words, but just using a lot of mannerisms, which narcs do. It's more about how they deliver it
Yeah, they don't
than
say
it is
shit,
about the
actually.
words.
Yeah. They don't say nothing. They say a whole bunch of nothing. Like, and yeah, they circular talk and it's nonsense and it's
Yes,
maddening.
yes,
It's crazy
yes, yes.
making. Yeah.
So
Like,
then
yeah,
he had videos in his phone of him interviewing these girls on the dates. I'm not kidding. And
what?
like,
Oh, so he can
yeah,
remember what they said so that he knows for okay, wow.
and
Wow.
it was like, "Do you like me? What do you like about me? What did we just do? Did you have fun?" Like that, dude. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's that's like I don't know, that's serial killer shit. Like to me. That sounds like
Right?
a serial killer. Yeah. Oh, hi
Right?
Maggie.
And this person's in the Fresno Clovis area, guys. Just so you know, if you have any friends in the Fresno Clovis, California area, warn them, stay away from a
I,
lawyer who is telling them all the things they want to hear. He is tall and got dark hair, and that's about all I can
the big
say
ass
right now.
eyes.
If you want to know more, you can look at my Facebook. But
Yeah, you can. Um, yes, you can. Yeah, and then like, and they, yeah, these people are terrible. I mean, and the thing that really pisses me off about them is because is that the fact that they they have to know. Like they have. I can't imagine they're that stupid. I just really can't. Like I can't imagine that they're that dumb that they don't know
it's
what they're
not that
doing is
they're
wrong.
dumb. It's not that they're dumb, it's that they cannot fight their impulses. Their impulse is so strong, just like a serial killer. Like the impulse to kill becomes so strong they can't help themselves.
Right.
A narcissist is the same way. The impulse to farm the energy is so strong, they just continue doing it.
Right. And they
Right.
know they look for people that are that, are people that are going to be more likely to be compassionate
Yes.
and have empathy
Things
and
that they didn't get from mommy or daddy that they wanted, they find it in you. Like, they will find the caretaker in you and then
mhm,
appeal to that so that you feel sorry for them in some way, shape, or form because
mhm.
that is in their favor.
Yeah, it's really gross. It's really gross and it makes you feel and then the worst part about all of it is that at the end, no matter how long it has been, if it's 4 months like Stephanie's situation, or if it was a year and a half like my last situation, or or like the 4 years for that before that or whatever, like you realize it was all fake. Not any of it was real. Not one part of it, except for your part, like your side was real,
Right.
but their part, none of it was real. The person you met at the
Yes,
beginning
yellow.
didn't
I agree.
exist. That was an act. It was not real. And that's hard to swallow. Like that is that I started the therapy process prior to breaking up because I knew from past experience, like, hey, this is gonna be bad. Like, because I have to reconcile the fact that this person doesn't even like me. He never did. He never liked me at all.
Not just that, the person that they presented to you does not exist.
No, it's you. You were dating yourself because they looked at you and they were like, I'm going to emulate everything about this person and give it back to them. So you were literally falling in love with yourself. And that in and of itself is creepy to think about, by the way.
Well, but we can also use that as an opportunity to learn to love ourselves more. Like
Right.
we can turn that on its head
And be like,
and
hey,
make
I'm that awesome that I felt I'm so amazing that like I thought I was, if it was me that I was
right,
dating, then damn, I was lucky at the beginning, right? Shit. But
right.
yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
it does
And
work in our favor if we are able to
it
see
does
that.
work in our favor. But any narcissist, they have studied this actually. I was reading this in a study that narcissists choose partners that are the person they want to be.
Yeah. The things that they lack in themselves that they cannot acquire because they're not things you can acquire past a certain stage of development, like compassion, empathy, a sense of right or a moral compass, things like that. They don't have those. They can't fake it. They can fake it for so long, but not forever. And so they want that. It's like they want to absorb you and osmosis, like your traits, but they can't. So they get frustrated and they do, they can't keep this facade up like ever. Like it's not possible like, because we catch it, right? We'll catch it and then when they get called out, you better believe every goddamn thing you've ever done wrong ever is coming out right out their mouth like immediately. Like it's all they're gonna talk about. They're gonna say when you catch them cheating on you, they're gonna talk about how that one time you didn't compliment them for how they looked that night, or that one time when you were on a picnic 6 years ago, you like said something kind of snide remark and rolled your eyes. No joke. Like they
Oh,
will bring up
yeah,
the
yeah,
most
yeah.
crazy shit.
This was only a 4-month relationship, but he had slapped me in the face every time with, "Well, you said no to my proposal, so I
Oh
can
yeah,
go
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
this."
Oh
And it
wow.
was
Wow.
like,
Let me call the ambulance. Wow.
right?
911. Let me call
Well, you
you.
mean
Wow.
an adult woman told an adult man after only meeting him for 9 days that she wouldn't marry him? Imagine the horror, right? Oh my god.
Right. Especially the fact that he was
Yeah,
married. That part.
he was already married, and that was
Yeah.
the other part that I thought was absolutely hilarious. Was I asked him at the end, I said, "What would you have done if I would have said yes?" And he goes, "Oh, I would have taken you to Vegas."
I mean, and then what?
And to
They
him,
would be
that's
the
a totally
bigamist?
normal answer.
What the hell? Like, yeah, they don't think so. I think that part of the problem, you just made me realize something. I think part of the problem is that their prefrontal cortex was damaged during childhood. Like, they don't have the capacity to see things to the end. Like, how's this going to play out for me? It's kind of like teenagers. Like, let's go do this dumb thing and like, let's not think about the consequence of our actions, right? Because we can't
Oh,
see that
they
far in
don't
the
care
future.
about the consequences. They're gonna discard you anyway. It's just they
Right.
don't give a crap. They're just playing the game.
It is a game. Yeah, it's
Mhm,
sad. But, like, and they're
mhm.
the worst people, so in the clinical population, nobody wants to work with them. I'll tell you that right now. No therapist. It's like you're punished. It's a punishment if you are taking, I mean, unless that's your specialty, which I can't imagine. I mean, there are
That
people
would
that
have to
specialize
be
in this,
some.
but the recidivism rate, okay, like the actual, cure or, con getting better rate is, like, less than 1%. So it's like a hopeless situation. It's literally hopeless situation. So you can, if you have a friend in a situation, you can like confidently say it's not ever going to get better because it literally like the chance that it might
Let's
is
be
so
honest though,
far removed.
true,
What was
yeah,
that?
true narcissists don't have friends.
No,
They
no, your
really don't.
friends. Like you're like if you're dating someone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because I
Your
was like,
friends say you could
narcissists don't have
they could,
friends.
if you have a friend like this, like a friend that's dating someone like that, you can tell them with pretty much 99.99% confidence that like it is not ever going to get better. Cut your losses. The longer you stay, the worse it's going to be, especially with children. Oh my God, if you have
Yes.
children with these people, like you're fucked, dude, for at least 20 years. Like at least, I mean, and God, it's a nightmare. Um, but
Mhm.
there is some upside to this situation, which is at this age, which we're in our 40s, right? Mid 40s, where we
Yes.
both, and Stephanie and I have this interesting parallel situation going on where like we have the same experiences, even though we don't live in the same city. And it like sometimes she's ahead of me and sometimes I'm ahead of her. It's like back and forth, like so. And in this case, it was like the last relationships we had were both narcissistic. And then we both got dumped around the same time, right? All traumas
Yeah.
like, and then she got like, then we both were dating, right? And I was going
And when
like,
we
I
were
mean,
both dating, we encountered narcissists, except yours that you encountered actually took it, like, you kicked him out, and
yeah,
the
like
whole
the
thing kind of took its trash out,
oh
and for
yeah, yeah,
me
that was only
instead,
like a month,
it,
2 months, like it was no big deal,
yeah,
like it was
yeah,
nothing, like he was well, whatever,
right,
but
and
like
me instead,
completely of
I
no
got
consequence.
stuck.
Yeah, then she meets this guy, and like the last guy I dated, he was like it was for 2 months and it wasn't even serious like at all. It was like this. It was I was bored. I'm gonna just be honest. I was bored
Mhm.
and lonely, I guess. And I realized real quick with this guy that I was like, I would send her videos, be like he sent me videos, and I send them to her, be like, dude, this guy's so full of shit. Listen to what he's saying. Like I didn't believe a word that came out of his mouth. Not one word, right, Stephanie? Didn't I? Every time I'd be like, listen to this.
You'd
I
be like,
swear to God,
look at this, it's
never
not
bought it.
genuine. Yeah.
Not genuine at all, like, at all. Like, "I miss you so much." And I'm like, "Since when?" Like, "What are you talking about?" Like, "You don't even like" no way. It was kind of fun for me, actually. It was annoying, but it was also a very good learning experience because I decided that I was going to, like, learn something from this situation. I was like, "I'm gonna take this lesson, I'm gonna see what's going on." And I realized, like, it doesn't matter how nice you are to somebody, it doesn't matter how much you do for them, if they're a piece of shit, they're gonna be a piece of shit. It doesn't matter. You can't fix that. Like no amount of caring about someone is going to change it. The fact that they're trash. So, like, and then I was like, okay. Then I started with I'm still with my therapist, and I'm like, all right, why am I doing this to myself? And we talked through this, and like, okay, I think I don't deserve it. Why? I'm pretty awesome. And I had to start like thinking about like what is about me that's defective. Well, nothing, because if I was defective, I wouldn't be in therapy, right? But I am in
Right.
therapy. That means I'm aware of my problems and I'm working on them. That's not defective. Like you would never tell somebody that's trying to get better, like, oh, you suck. Like you'd be like supportive, right? So I have to be my own best friend and take a lens of looking at myself through like how other people see me instead of how I've been beating myself up all these years after having narratives that weren't even my own, right? Because those things people say to you get stuck.
Right. The narratives in our brains are when we have trauma are usually the people who criticized us as children or neglected us as children or whatever,
Yeah,
and so those stick in your head and create a narrative.
right.
And I think there's two different things happening here. Number one, yes, therapy. I agree 1000%. I'm in therapy. I love therapy, and
Me
it's
too.
so helpful for self reflection and for really bouncing off,
And accountability.
your accountability. And then the other thing is the narc. Actually, he was in therapy when we started seeing each other, and then he dropped therapy.
Oh,
That's a
because
big
it
red
was he
flag.
in marriage therapy with his wife?
No, that didn't go so well. He
Yeah,
was
of
in
course,
therapy with on his own, and he dropped that too on top
because he
of
probably got
everything.
told he was a narcissist. Like, yeah, because they can't handle it. Like they can't handle that's the ego bruise. Like they can't take it.
And oh, they can't. And that's the other thing is, okay, wait. I'm still going on this thought
Yeah.
form here. As women in our 40s, this is the time that is the most important for us to form sisterhoods. It's the most important time for us to find sisterhood because we're walking into our crone years, okay?
Ah! No. No. No, not
You're
yet.
so okay with that, bring them on. I don't even care anymore. But
Nah, dude.
like you're like, no,
No, no, no,
but
I'm cool. I'm cool. Let's see, get
but
all the
see,
wisdom.
the moment that I unmasked the narcissist, I went and told all of my girlfriends everything
Yeah,
because I knew I needed accountability
right.
to get away. I was like, I cannot give him any more excuses. He is not my child. I'm
Mhm.
not here to nurture him and take care of him. I'm here for my half of things, and I've done way beyond my half. I need to go.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. I did the same. So with that last, like, whatever, the guy that was taking up space, for 2 months, I told that my friends too. I told you guys. I was like, this is what's happening. Because I needed to have that someone to be like, what the hell, Anna? Like, what are you doing? Because I mean, I didn't like this person anyway. Like, they were not my type at all. Like, they were just like, oh, it was just like no. But it was funny for because as much as he was a dick, it was also hilarious, right? I have tons of hilarious stories now because this guy, but like I do, and they're like fantastic. But they're also like it helped a lot. This guy was
Well,
integral
it
in
helps when
my
they think
process.
that they think crazy stuff, like, oh my God, what was it? He was a 2,000-year-old something or
Demon.
other.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, "Say what now?" Like, oh my god. Like, you say what? Like, it was outright. I didn't I don't know how I kept this. I don't
If
think
he
I
ever
did.
sees this, thank you for the laugh. That was hilarious, because in
Yeah,
the
it was
witch community, we get a lot of gnarly, just like liars, and like
yeah.
that one was a doozy. Thank you for that. I mean,
It was
woo,
so outrageous that I was like, "Oh my god, I think he might be like, actually delusional, like,
Delulu,
yeah.
the real
It was
Delulu.
yeah, yeah, but, like yeah, so that guy whatever, I mean, but I saw good stories, but also he helped me see something, like, that I needed to see really bad, which was, like, um, I don't wanna deal with this shit anymore, like, this is bullshit, like, I'm 45, like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm fucking smart, I am successful, I have my own shit together, like, I'm I'm not half bad looking, like, like, come on, like, you could do a lot worse, dude, especially this guy. And, like, treating me like trash is like, I'm not putting up with that shit anymore. It's just not happening. It's like, I'm not doing it anymore. And so on Thanksgiving, after he berated me for my horrible Thanksgiving feast that he took over it was a nightmare. He took over my kitchen, wouldn't even let me in there, and then he bitched about me like sitting over here at my desk, like not doing anything because he wouldn't let me in the kitchen. It was crazy.
You
I
don't
was like,
win
get the
with
fuck
the
out.
narc.
Get
Yeah,
out,
you
get out, get out, just get out. And he was like, you're gonna regret this. I'm like, yeah, whatever, to hope we die. Like I said a whole bunch of horrible shit to him. I said so much stuff that I said the worst stuff I've ever said to somebody probably, but I did it on purpose so that I knew we could never go backwards. Like it could never come back. I
right.
said stuff that was so bad that like he could never talk to me again, and that was on purpose. And
And
I loved it.
that's because of you, though. Let's get that across. It's not because he's hurt by it, okay? It's
All right.
because you knew once you said those things to somebody,
Mhm.
you could cast that spell on yourself
Yeah, I can never
and
go
make
back after I
yourself
admitted it out
never
loud. Yeah.
go back.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly. Yeah,
right.
he don't care. He didn't give a shit. Like,
No,
yeah,
they
he
don't
would have been
care
back.
because you insulting them is still a supply. And see, if I know that at some point I'm going to have to devalue the narc,
Yeah, you do.
because talking about them makes them still feel important. They're like, look, I'm still on their lips. Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
So
now,
like,
like, so yeah, this one still I talk about it too, but it's like to make fun of him because it's hilarious. Like,
right.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I do not care. And same with my ex, like my actual ex. Like, like I mean, come on. Like, it's like I look back on it now and I'm like, what the hell? Like I seriously, like I was way too good for either of these people. And that's the thing is we these guys at the end of the day, they're trash. They're little trash.
Mhm.
Like and they don't care. They're never gonna get better. And I'm saying that. Maybe there is one, okay, don't come at me. Maybe one of you did. Okay. But not likely. All right. So and I'll
Oh,
just
Anna,
argue that
like I
shit.
told you today, I had an epiphany day. Like
What?
as an energy healer,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to date only energy healers.
Yep. So that's the thing. So the last two people were also spiritual, okay, which made me go, oh, fuck that. Like that's a red flag. If I see spiritual on someone's profile, it's a red flag because it normally is.
Mhm.
However, I met this other one, and we went on one day, and like it was really nice, and I had a like lovely time. And then like the holidays came and stuff like that, and like whatever, so we didn't see each other, and I was still talking to this last loser guy, and then I kicked him out, and I was like, whatever. And then the other guy I went on a date with called me. He's like, hey, you want to go out again? I was like, sure. And slowly we started hanging out and started to realize, wow, he's actually legit. Like he's actually spiritual. In fact, so much so, I mean, I can't even, like, it's unreal. he's he knows so much stuff. He's very well read. He studies it. He practices it. It's not just some label he's given himself. He's legitimately into the occult. And I mean, in every way possible. And it's like we have so much in common, and it's great. And we've been dating for 3 months now, and he's really given me like a whole different perspective on dating. Like I literally didn't think I was ever gonna find anybody that like I've always had to mute myself or like kind of lower myself down, like like or take like
Minimize your magic.
thank
Let's be
you. Like
honest what it
minimize who I
is.
am.
We have to
Right.
minimize our magic when we're with muggles, and it sucks because if we don't, they get scared and they're like, "Oh my god, you're too much or you're too powerful or they feel and there's a lot of men that have this issue with me and they feel that I am too aggressive.
Uh-huh.
They're
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, "You're too powerful, you're too aggressive, you take up too much room in this relationship."
Yeah,
Um,
that, yeah. Yep. Yep, yep.
yeah, and it's just like, "No, it's my power, yes, but it means that you're not enough, like, for me." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's like we're on different levels, and
And the level thing matters. Like, the
that book
levels
you had me
matter.
reading yeah. I was like,
It
"Oh my god," and that book, I don't know if you wanna, like,
Yeah,
share what it
so
is,
right,
but it
okay, so I came across this book. I've been studying, like, because of this guy I'm dating who has he's read all of the, like, ancient esoteric texts that I have not read all of them, not to the extent that he has, and so I started, like I'm trying to catch up, okay, to be honest, and I came across this one called, what is it called? Like, the esoteric philosophy of love and marriage, and it's by a woman, occultist back in the 40s or 20s or 40s, named Dion Fortune, and it talks about how people that are on the path of spirituality have, yeah, their lives. It explains all of it in so clear of terms about why your relationships fail when you date people that are not on the same level, why it's important that you are on the same level, what levels we're even talking about, right? Like, what are we talking about on the level? Where does that statement come from? Well, guess what? It comes from the occult. So you know how we say
Mhm.
you're not on my level? It's from the occult, guys. It's FYI. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think it's fantastic. So yeah, there's different levels, like how we relate to other people. Like, are we relating just on the physical? Are we relating just on the lust? Are we relating on physical, like normal like love that an average person experiences in their life, where they meet someone and they're like, oh, we're compatible enough and we'll get married and have kids and like that'll be it, right? Because that's not the way. That's not possible for me. It's not. Like,
Right.
there's many people that can do that and they're fine, but there's others of us that have a different need for something more than that, what I just described. It has to be more. It can't
Oh,
just be, "I'm okay with this person." It has to be, "I
right.
grow from this person. They inspire me." Like, I'm their fan, they're my fan. Like, it's like a reciprocal kind of energetic exchange between you guys constantly that's going on,
Yes.
and pushing each other to do better and, like, and to grow and to, like, come into your own, right?
Absolutely, and there's also a little, like, small physical test you can do, actually, and
What's that?
I didn't realize it until recently, and, with somebody who's not on your level, if you're an energy worker like myself, I can just put my hand on their third eye, and if it makes them wanna pass out, or, like, they feel like I was inside them and it wasn't comfortable at all and they didn't like it, that's a red flag. They're not on my level. If I
Right.
touch them and they feel elated and, like, lighter, that's a little bit more of a, good circuit of energy.
Well, there's a thing about the circuits of energy, right? Did you read that
Right.
in the book yet? Yeah, the
I haven't
voltage or
gotten there
whatever?
yet, but
Oh, so that's the thing, is if you're with a person, that's interesting you say that, Stephanie, because in that book it says that if you're with a person that you're aligned with properly, first of all, they're gonna be just like you, not opposites attract. It's not that. And that's what science says
Right.
too. Science says your person that you're gonna do best with is gonna be more similar to you than different. Like, about the like all of the things that you're into, they should be like, not that you have to do all of them together, but like you guys should have very similar interests, hobbies, etc., and like temperaments, right?
Mutual
Yeah, because it's
respect.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
mutual
you need to be
respect of
able
each
to
other's
relate.
craft.
You need to be able to relate to each other. You don't have to do everything together. You can have your own interests and stuff, but there's some core things that need to be very similar. And then
Oh,
also,
yeah.
you that if you're in alignment, you're able to like harness like this voltage from the cosmos, whatever, that allows you to be even more magical than you are alone. So a person that
Right,
you're on
right.
alignment with, your both of your magic or both of your spirituality or both of your psychic connection, whatever, is going to be increased around each other more so than it was when you were individual. And that's like a huge
Okay.
sign.
Yes, and that's a yes, and because I've got to add to that. So today I went to a metaphysical shop that's local to me, and I know the owner. We're acquaintances, but very nice. And he does the same work I do. Okay, and like much older than me, but just nice. But I walked in, and his energy immediately felt really good, and my hands got super hot, and these are my activated chakras for my healing. Like, this is how I heal people. So like they got super hot, and then I felt like this childlike elation around
I know that it's like
him. And yeah, and
a
he was
dork.
just so sweet. It was not sexual, it was not like anything like that, but had I had the wherewithal and he had been much younger, like closer to my age, I probably would have flirted, because I had never in my dating arena ever felt that kind of energetic harmony.
Right. Yeah. I mean, then that's like where I'm at right now, is I have that and it's a lot. Like, and I've been very cautious about it because I'm like, okay, because I'm used to this being a trick in the beginning normally, right, with the other people, but this one is not like the others at all. Like, there's actual substance behind it, and actually we do magic together. Like, that's actual like ritual shit, like for reals, and like I've never had that. All the other ones talked about it, like doing it, but they never did it. Like they'd say it and they wanted to do it, but they'd never do it because they were bullshit. That's why, because they were lying. It was all lies. Like they didn't know
Right.
what they were doing. Um,
Oh,
so it's fantastic.
here's some juice too. I'll give you some juice on this one. You're gonna love this. I think I told you
Uh-oh.
about this. Um, I'm never gonna do this again. I was dating him for about 3 weeks, maybe at the most.
Yeah.
And I had thought he was great, and I used him as a vessel in a ritual.
Oh no. Yeah.
And because of one of my friends wanted a come to me spell, and I was like,
Right.
I'll use him as like, the stand-in male vessel. And everything that this crazy person did, my poor friend had done to her as well. Like boop, boom, 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 down the line.
What do you mean?
Like, it every time he cheated on me, this guy cheated on her.
Oh.
Every time
Oh.
he left me for his wife that I didn't know was his actual wife. I thought it was his ex-wife. He had made it very believable. Um, this guy would do the same to my
Are you
friend.
serious? Oh my gosh, that sucks. Poor girl.
It was so awful. It was
Yeah.
so awful. And I felt so bad for her. And then I found out from him later, he goes, "Well, I didn't know it would work."
See, that's the thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Like, oh, what? I thought you were all into it. Like, okay. So, right. So I don't have that issue now. And I'm saying that you're right about this. Like, we need to be dating people that are on the same path because you
Mhm.
cannot relate. Like, if you guys have, like, I mean, I can't imagine, I mean, I've done it. Like, they don't believe you and they gaslit. That's when your magic gets squashed down and blocked because, like, when you have somebody that's close to you that's telling you that they don't believe that you're getting information that you're getting, or they try to tell you, like, well, you don't even know where it comes from, Anna. So you blah, 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 which is what X used to say that to me because like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who my spirit guides are at this point. Like, what?
Oh, yeah,
You know,
he
yeah.
had some magical psychosis going
Oh, yeah.
on, some,
Yeah.
like, belief in, like, ooh, guys, like, he was one of those people who it's like everything's a sign, and he's also a magical
Everything's a
being,
sign.
like, yeah, and it was just like, "Oh my god, like, shut up," you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, knock it off, dude, like and, like, he would read
Just
tarot
shut
cards, like,
up.
every day. He would read his tarot cards every day and, like, be asking him crazy stuff about me, and then that they would say something, and he'd be like, "Oh," and he would just believe it, like, 100%, like, if the tarot card said something bad was gonna happen, he was convinced that were I was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, what you dude, no, like, it was, like, ridiculous, but,
I love it. I love it. Those people, like, give me so much comedic relief, like, it's like,
yeah, it's like,
"Okay,
"Oh, look at
guys,"
the cloud shape over there, it's a sign," like, it's like, "Come on,
right?
dude."
Like, come on, people, come on, and,
Like,
like,
my
the funniest
SpaghettiOs spelled a word, oh my god, like, I don't know. Like, stop,
there's Jesus in a cloud,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So but
it's
it's
too much,
important.
like,
We
listen, Bobby Sue, I know you see Jesus in your donut, but that's not, like, that's just the way that they glazed it, alright? We can't
right.
help it.
It's now you're pareidolia, dude, you're matrixing that shit, like, stop, like,
Right.
bizarre, like, it's stupid. But, like, no, but, the thing is that you gotta take these lessons and learn from them and not make the same mistakes again. So, what do we do in the future going forward is that we make sure that we don't get love bombed, you guys, like, nobody should be look, it takes 100 scientifically speaking, I can tell you this, it takes 100 hours of time together before anyone should say, "I love you." 100 hours, and that's not that long,
Mhm.
actually, 100 hours is not that long, and it can't be
It
those
really
hours
isn't.
do not count if it's a weekend you spent together. It doesn't count if you're, like, spent multiple days together. It only counts when you're out in public with people around you. It doesn't count. Those 100 hours have to be, like, out and about hours. It can't be, like, at home, just hold up, whatever. They have to be around your friends, around their friends, etcetera. And,
Right.
100 hours minimum. And that's how long it takes for someone to know, like, ish, I guess, like, it's the lowest that's the lowest, number to be like, "Oh, I love this person." That's what science says, okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think that's low. I think it's low because God knows I've made this mistake multiple times. Because, like, when I like somebody, if I like you a lot. And then, like, and like it can get hairy really fast. Like I can be, you know what I mean? Like because Like, yeah,
Because
like
we see the soul. Because we see
yeah,
the soul.
and
That's
yeah,
the
so like
casualty.
yeah, so I have to like curb myself a lot, which I'm doing. I'm doing it. It's hard, but like I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna take this. Like I'm gonna be slow about it, and I have been. And the other thing too is that it's not crazy. Like scam dating is not all about like let's just be up on each other's girl 24/7 and like get No, he's responsible for him. He's regulating himself. He's like,
He's got
no,
his own life, his
yeah,
own things
yeah, and he's
going
like,
on.
"Oh, you know what? I'm
You
getting
do
attached. I'm gonna
too.
pull back a little bit because I wanna make sure that this is not like in a toxic way, not like the hot cold, not at all. Like, but like the kind of where it's like, okay, wait, let me make sure this is not that I'm not like, you know, codependent or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm not doing these things that I've done in the past. So we're both
Mhm.
doing that, and it's very odd because it feels like it's working so far. It seems like, and it's like okay, so we're just taking shit slow, right? And
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's the
But it's the first
way
time.
it should be, and it is very hard for us
Right,
because
because 'cause we're
we
used to
see
the
the
fast.
soul. Because 'cause we're just like, "Oh, I love this human," because we don't even see their humanness, we see the soul. So
Right.
we're just like, "Okay," and so we're learning that we can't do that. Also,
No.
it was an epiphany because I had to feel it because we're empaths, right? We're healers, we're psychic mediums, we're witches. Our baseline is to feel first.
Mhm.
And if we're not feeling that energy being reciprocal and replenishing us as much as we are giving out, then we don't have any business even entertaining even a lunch or drink with that person.
Right. Yep. It's this the rule is this, or there's a couple rules. The first one is potential is bullshit, and, like, we don't work on that. I've said this a million times on the show. We don't deal with potential because potential is nothing. It's only just something when it becomes an action, right? Alright, so you can't use that, and then the other thing is, you gotta, like, make sure that you're with this situation, if they're not bringing something if they're not adding to your life in a positive way, you gotta go. Like, it's about, like, I what I bring to the table, you gotta be bringing equal or better than. Like, it has to be. It has to be, like, it has to give to you more than when you're just single. Like, being single, if you're stable and good, like, then you need to be better off than you were before when someone's in your life. Like, they have to bring something that adds to your life in a positive way, not takes from you, right? And it should be an even exchange of back and forth, like, effort on both sides. You shouldn't be planning everything. You shouldn't be the one responsible for seeing, like making sure you guys are spending time together. No. Like if they don't want if they people don't I've learned this recently. If people want to make time for you, if people want to spend time with you, they'll make time. Like
They
this
will make
guy is the
time, but
busiest
also,
person I've ever
like,
dated. Like busiest person. He has all kinds of shit going on. But guess what? Like he still finds time to come and see me. Even though he lives far. He lives like 35 miles in LA. That's huge. Like, but like, you know, still still does it. And like that is not potential, that's action, right? Like that's being
two
congruent with what you
things. Yeah.
say and what you do, right?
Yes, two things. A man, you watch his actions, right? Always. Because a man will do what he wants to do. If he wants to be with you, he will be with you.
Yeah.
Two, if he wants to be with you too much, that's a red flag. Like
Hmm.
for mine, it was every single day.
Literally.
And yeah, literally every single day. There wasn't a day that went by that he wasn't up my booty.
I
Like,
would
just
be
like, what are you doing?
so oh my god, it would drive me crazy because I need my
And
space.
there were moments where I was just like, "Can I get a breath, please? Like, I have work to do. I have friends to see. Like, I have things that I want to do." And like my social life took a hit with my friends because he was constantly on top of me.
Hmm. Yeah,
And that's
every time we get on video, he's there like cat like yeah. That's why he didn't talk to
mhm.
me. I swear to God, 'cause he heard me saying all that shit I said so many times about narcissists and stuff. It's like we all went to Joshua Tree 2 weeks ago yeah, and,
Mhm.
like, he aside from that shit in the car he did, which was fucking you guys, I'm driving, right? Like, I got CPTSD, right?
Same, yeah.
Ask Maggie, who's in the chat right now. I will punch you if you get up in my face. I will hit you. Like, and I don't. It's not on purpose. It's not like I'm gonna like I
It's a
think
hair
about it or anything. It's
trigger,
not a.
yeah.
It's a reflex because of past abuse. Now I've been very good about this for many years now, and I haven't had that issue. But they get in my car, and he gets in the front seat, and he is. I swear to fucking God, this close to my face. Like his face is right here, and he is breathing on me, and and he is like the speed limit. He's like, Anna, the speed limit's 45. You're going 43, and I was like, oh my fucking God, dude! I swear to God, you didn't hear that, girl. Like, hey, he
You
was
hear that? I was in the back
nitpicking
seat.
everything I did, nitpicking the music I was playing. So I just turned it up. I was like, no, no, no. And he was right here. And so finally I was like, Stephanie, what's wrong? Why is he doing this to me? Like, what's he doing? Why is he in my face like this? Like, I was like, you're like, I don't punch you. Oh, I almost said his name. Oh, you're like, I don't punch you because normally this would really like be a thing for me or in my space, man. Like I could feel him breathing on me, guys. Like, no, ask Maggie.
He
Maggie
was
knows. Maggie, do I like
yeah,
people close to me? Do I like people to be close to my proximity? Do I affectionate
no,
normally?
you're not even a real hugger. Like you're good
No.
about letting me hug you, but you're
Yeah.
not really a big hugger, you know?
Nope. You're not.
It's just like you
No.
can't get away with that around me because I'm just like over here being like, "Ah," but like, like yeah, for sure. And like every time he and I would argue, he'd get really close to my body, like
Yeah.
his body at mine, and I was just like, you need to back off before I punch you in the face. I'm
Right.
warning you ahead of time.
Yeah.
I
I'm
am
shocked.
shocked you didn't go out or need to jump in, Maggie. That's great.
Wait, see, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been an affectionate person. However, that's not the case now. I'm very affectionate all of a sudden, and I like it. This is weird. I
But
don't like
that's also
admitting
part
that.
of healing.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't feel icky anymore. Like, because when it's not the right person, it feels icky. Like that's another thing. I think. Like it feels icky. Like when they're close to
Yeah.
people like that. I feel like it's a bad sign. It's like a sign that this person's energy is off. They're just sucking you dry. They're like a succubus, incubus, whatever the fuck. I don't like it. They're no good.
Kim says, "Wow, I walked into some sass." Oh, girl, we got so much sass. Is it SAS? What's that?
What did you say? Yeah,
Your reflex
yeah.
getting more. Yeah.
So that's part of like the healing thing, and I didn't want to ever address this issue because I hated it. Like, because I never got hugs as a kid growing up. Like, in fact, I get a spanking if I try to get a hug. Like, that was a consequence. So I'm not huggy or touchy feely person.
Right. They
But
condition
right
you.
now I
Yeah.
am, and I'm like all about it. And I'm like, yeah, let's cuddle. What the fuck? Like, and I tell him like, if you've met my friends, because we haven't had that opportunity because everybody lives far, right? It's not because he's trying to isolate me or anything. It's just
I'll be
the
back
logistics of
down.
it,
It'll
right?
be fine. I'll screen him.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, but now I like that. I like it. I like it very much, and it's
You know
nice,
what
and
we
it's
learned too?
comforting.
You know what we learned too, Anna? Remember that the last two narcs you were with were either afraid to be around me or didn't like me, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
That is
Mhm.
true, and that's a red flag too if they don't want your
Or
friends
Maggie.
around.
Yeah, they didn't like Maggie either. They didn't like Maggie. I always talk shit about both you guys. Like, and it was like, dude, and the last that little twerp guy, the recent one, he he said he didn't want me hanging out with you, Stephanie. And I was like, who the fuck are you? I was like, dude, you are not like even like I didn't even entertain that for a second. I was like, dude, bro, you are not gonna tell me who the fuck I can hang out with. Yeah. Like never let. Like I don't care if they don't like your
No.
friends. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like they're a bad influence. No, 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 no. Dude, you are your own person. You have your own agency. It just because your
Yes.
friend might be dating other people doesn't mean that you're gonna do it. Like, give me a break. Like, seriously, don't ever let a man tell you or a woman tell you who you can or can't hang out with. It goes both ways. Like, I would
No.
never do that. I would never
You
tell
just
people who
yeah.
they can or can't hang out with. Like, if you have friends, now, if you have friends that you come into a relationship with, those are your friends, dude. That it is what it is. Like those are your friends. Like who the fuck am I or who the fuck are they to say any different? Like, I mean that's control. And that's a problem. Like you shouldn't be trying to control people. And if you feel you have to control someone to get them to like care about you, then that's not your person. Period. End of story. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not. Like you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to do any of that. And you shouldn't have to go through someone's phone. You shouldn't have to question whether or not they like you. You shouldn't be like confused about the status of things. No, like what? Come on, this is nonsense. Like, get it. If you guys if anyone is watching this in this situation now, or you think you might be in the situation, like there's, what can we do to identify it, Stephanie? Like, what are some things that we can do if we think that we're possibly in a situation like this? How can we how can we break it down for ourselves so
First
that we can
thing
see it?
is first thing is if you're asking yourself the question, then it's a
Yeah.
high chance that you're already in it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because if
yeah.
you're like, I suspect, yeah.
Yeah. Ask if
So
have they ever taken accountability for anything they did? Like, have they ever been sorry?
you can't ask a narc that because
No,
they're
no, no. You
gonna
ask
lie no
yourself,
matter
have they
what.
ever, like, when in all of our fights,
Right.
have they ever
You look first
admitted?
look at the people around them and you look at their relationships.
Right. Yeah.
And if they're isolated, there's a reason. It's not, "Oh, poor baby, they have a sob story." I'm sorry, because Anna and I both have the worst sob stories,
I was just gonna say,
and we have a plethora of friends
yeah,
that, like, gather around us and celebrate us, and we love them too,
yeah,
and we've been through just as much as any narc. So if you hear somebody doing a "woe is me," run the other way.
yeah, or everything's someone else's fault, like, they lost their
Yes.
job and it's because of somebody else. They lost their
There's an
house, it's because
excuse
of somebody else, that's all.
Yeah, there's an
Like,
excuse for everything.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like, there is an excuse for everything, and it's never them. It's always somebody's out to get them, somebody's trying to ruin their life, like, whatever.
She's crazy. She's got that, like, I could tell you,
Yeah,
like, he said certain women were, he would devalue everybody around him. He would say somebody was a cokehead, he would say somebody was a drunk, he would say somebody had mental illness problems, he would say, "Oh, they just have a problem letting go," about his wife, which I actually found out she was really his wife. Like, they
yeah,
weren't divorced,
yeah,
and that was a big lie. I mean, and there's the other thing that I want to bring up as an example is they've been married for over 30 years. Okay. 30 years. And 25 of, from what I know so far, it might have been the whole marriage, but from what I know so far, 25 of those years he has spent cheating on her.
mhm,
And every single time she takes him back. Okay.
yeah, so she's the main supply.
That that's created a psychosis. So now you have two psychotic people together creating an even bigger problem because, like, with a narcissist, people don't matter. So when you're making the stakes get higher and higher and higher, you're looking at something that could be possibly a murder suicide situation.
Yep. Yeah, you are, like, you gotta, like, yeah, you gotta be careful, and
And
if you're
none of us are above that. Okay. Let
no,
me tell you that a narc will get you to the point where you are in psychosis with them
yeah,
and they will take you there.
I was
And
actively in school for being a psychologist that specializes in narcissistic abuse, and I ended up in another narcissistic relationship. Like, that do you think that didn't mess with my head? Like, of course it did. Like, I'm like, I had to second guess everything. Am I even cut out for this? Like, how can I give other people advice if I can't even, manage my own shit? Like, that stuff was bad. Like, it was really, really bad.
they've been
And
reality. They
but
absolutely
that's
been
not
reality.
uncommon. This is very common. In fact, one of the most the one population of people that is most likely to be in a situation like that are psychologists for some reason, like, because we can't apply the knowledge we learn to help others to ourselves. Um,
No, it's a blind spot. Let's
it's a
just put
very
it
big
that
blind
way
spot. Yeah.
because a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Well, you're psychic, so you know what's going to happen with your life, right?" And
No.
I always laugh. I'm like, "Okay, first of all, no. Second of
Yeah, I
all,
wish.
we do have self-revelation, but that's not like psychic about our life. Like we're not walking around going, "Oh, I know what's going to happen there. I know what's going to
Yeah,
happen there."
yeah.
We're not all knowing.
And look at this is what Maggie was there for this, and like, yeah, she knows, like, this guy was crazy, like not grounded in reality crazy, like the kind of crazy that you cannot reason with. Um, and that's where
Mhm.
they get like that because they have to be that way because they have to keep up the facade of their persona that they've crafted for themselves, right? So,
Whitney, chill
yeah,
out, sis.
I know, Maggie. I would love to give you lotto numbers if that was a thing. If it was a thing.
Let me let my dog out so that
Yeah.
she's not
Okay.
bothering us.
Yeah. Go ahead. But yeah, like you guys, if you're in a situation like this, it's really important to ask yourself, like, first of all, how many times have you brought it up and they said they're going to change, right? Have they for more than like a
Oh,
day?
or they won't, or they don't even say they're gonna change. They'll just get real
No.
quiet and like hope that you get over it.
Or they'll start crying and be like, "Yeah, like you're gonna leave me like everyone else does."
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Because they feel sorry for themselves, guys. They do have compassion for themselves,
Yes,
but that's it.
that's it. That's it.
Remember that narcissist we went over last year, Anna, when we did our last narcissist episode, and we were showing him and how he talked about he unmasked himself online, and he was talking about how he's jealous of everybody around him.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's because he's in therapy, right? Like he's in therapy, and he's
Yeah,
like because he had to go to therapy. So usually it's court ordered, right? It's a court ordered thing, and they don't have a choice. So
oh
that's the
yeah,
only
they
reason.
get themselves there. It's
Yeah,
court
they get
ordered
themselves
usually.
there, so one way or another, right? Yeah. But they're, if you're this person is more likely probably a borderline actually than a narcissist because again, narcissism is like, like not likely to change or even see the thing that they are, right? Um, Even
Hmm.
with all the evidence in their face, they've lost everything and it's just it doesn't matter. Because it's everybody else's fault. And they believe that. So that's the other thing too, is they believe their own delusion. So you're never gonna get an apology. Like, so if you're staying because you're hoping that they're gonna change back to the person that they were when you met them, not gonna happen. If you're staying because
That
you want
person
an
doesn't
apology,
exist.
not
That's
gonna
not even
happen.
real.
Not gonna happen. They're not gonna apologize. Um, you're never gonna see any of that. Like, so it's not gonna happen for you. So I would just cut your losses, walk away before you're too damaged to be able to have an actual healthy relationship. Because that's a thing. Like I've been having to curb myself greatly on my like expectations.
Oh yeah. I'm going to give us kudos though. I'm going to give us kudos. You and I both, our last encounter with narcs were shorter
Yeah,
than the ones before.
yeah, by a
And
lot.
it got progressively shorter.
Yeah, both
And
of them
I
too. Yeah,
yes, I attribute it to our love for ourselves and that we keep
right.
working on loving ourselves.
That's the thing. Yeah, like so I now know, like without a shadow of a doubt, and I don't give a shit who wants to argue with me about it because I don't. Who are you? I don't care. Is that
Mhm.
I am awesome and like yeah, am I damaged? I'm not defective. I have some damage, but I'm not defective, and I deserve to be happy and to have somebody that loves me and gives a shit about me just like as much as I care about them. Like, there's that. I didn't used to believe that though. And I realized that. Like, I used to think I was ugly, all kinds of weird shit. Like, and I'm like, what? What's wrong? Why would I? Because it wasn't my story. That was somebody else's narrative that got put in my head a long time ago and then repeated by other people. And that's it. So I know now, like, hey, I bring a lot to the table. I'm pretty awesome. I'm interesting. I'm very strange.
Mhm.
You're not gonna be bored, right? So like, why should I put up with some subpar piece of shit narcissist? No, I don't think so. Like, no,
Right,
no, no,
right.
no, no, no. Those are kid games, guys. Kid games. Like those are little children.
And this is the other thing, guys, that is a great protection from narc abuse, and I'll explain why. Having a friend network, especially if you're a woman, having
Mhm.
sisterhood with your friends because it boosts your self esteem. It gives you a support network. And I can tell you, having the sisterhood that I have and being able to tell other women what's going on with me when I don't trust myself has been a game changer.
Right. Yeah. Same. 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 Like I mean, like these my poor friends have been inundated with every little step of everything that's going on. Like, oh my god, you did it, this that. But I need that because I'm getting to the point now where I'm not questioning my own judgment anymore, which is huge. But I was very much so questioning my own judgment because why the hell do I keep finding myself in these situations? But I had therapy night before last, and my therapist told me, and this is really lovely. She goes, First of all, you made my week with this, because she asked me about if I'm still dating this guy, and I said yes, and she asked me some questions. I told her, and she's like, that sounds amazing. She's like, it sounds like two people that are healing or healed and have come together and finally reciprocating each other's like whatever. And I'm like, awesome. And then she said, that like this is a whole like the whole thing about knowing what you're worth and like having people that you can talk to is paramount. Like you have got to be honest with your friends too. You can't like lie about the stuff that's going on, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah, Maggie, this is Shannon. Shannon, Maggie, Shannon.
People meeting in our chat right
Yeah.
now. We're like,
So
woohoo!
Maggie, this is the pet psychic lady that was on. Remember I told you about? And so yeah, so you guys, that's why. Yeah, sorry. Just
Make a
FYI.
connection.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, like
so
this is
Anna,
like one of those things where,
don't you feel though, like this is my personal belief too, is that I get so fulfilled from my encounters with my sisters,
yeah.
okay, that I don't feel like I need to go chase for the companionship of a man.
Right. Yeah. No, I was like 100% like, fuck this. Like, I'm done. Like, I remember when I kicked that guy out on Thanksgiving, I was like, he was all like, it was like crazy. And we're yelling, I was screaming at him and stuff. And then I kicked him out, shut the door, and I turned around and I was like, now what am I going to do? And I went and turned the music on and just started dancing around my house. And I was like, woohoo, like, fuck this. I'm never doing this again. And then, like, the next day, this guy, the guy I'm dating now called, was like, hey, you want to go out again? And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, do I? Because like I hate guys right now. Like I do. Like I'm so over it. I'm like, but no, I'm not gonna let this fucking douchebag ruin it. Like, this guy was fun. We had a lot in common. We were talking about cool stuff. I'm gonna, let's see what happens. No expectations though. None. Like no expectations. I didn't go in thinking I'm gonna find this person that's awesome and perfect for me. Nope. I just went in like I'm gonna go have dinner. And that's what it needs to be. It needs to be what it is. Like yeah, maybe you're looking for a partner, maybe you're looking for a husband, whatever. Okay. But you're going on a date, dude. Chill out. Like you're going on go eat. Like and worry about the food being good. Like, and then hopefully the conversation's good. Like let it go in the stages it's supposed to go to. Like I think we're all in this idea that, we gotta have this partnered up. And also that book about the love and marriage, whatever, says
Mhm.
you don't find this shit till you're in your 40s, which is interesting because back then people died in their 40s, like literally all the time.
Yeah, I'm like,
So
I'm going like, okay, so like we don't have kids with the people we're supposed to be with, which is an interesting concept.
that's
But
true.
also at
That
the
is what
same
it said.
time, I have also noticed that we have many soul encounters and relationships over our lifetime that we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
Like, like our parents were so programmed, and this is scary, and we should have an episode about this. Our parents and grandparents were so controlled and programmed to think that you marry somebody and you stay with them for life.
Yep.
And that actually stops soul growth.
Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about. That's the love I was talking about. Like that love where it's like forced, like almost because you're just stuck. That can't is love, I guess, but it's not the kind that I'm okay with. I'm just not. Like, and I'm glad that I've had all these experiences of shitty people actually, because without that, I wouldn't know what really great people are. I wouldn't be able to sell the
I've
difference.
had mixed. I had some great boyfriends and girlfriends in the past. And but the people that were cool, like we're still friends, you
Oh yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I'm still friends with some of my exes, and they're
Yeah.
fine, right? Like, but
Yeah.
but like, they're not
Not
all
all
of
of
them are
them. Some
toxic.
of
Like, I'm
them
not
are
saying, yeah,
monsters,
yeah. Let me
but
let me
like
let me make that clear. Like, not all my exes are crazy monster nightmares. Okay, like, no, that's not true. I'm friends with some of them still. Like, I don't really hang out with them, but like, we're friend, we're friendly. Um, so and yeah, like it's yeah, the people that have been in my life have taught me. All of them have taught me something very important,
right,
one way or
right.
another. And now it was like but the interesting thing was as soon as I shifted my mindset to being like, I don't need anyone. I'm enough by myself. I don't need anybody. I would like somebody, but I don't need them, and I'm not going to settle for anything less than what I deserve. Is when this other guy popped back up and was like, "Hey," and now it's been super nice. Like it's just been nice. There's no drama. There's no drama. For
That's
3
nice.
months, like, okay, in my history, guys, 3 months is, like, a long time to go with no drama, right? Like, I'm
Right?
serious. It is.
I
I know
think
it's not long, but for me, yes,
yeah.
it's a
I think
monumental.
honestly, Anna, it's also because you love yourself because I noticed that
Mhm.
I was so happy single, like so
Yeah.
ecstatically happy,
Yeah.
and I am again.
Yeah.
I'm happy single. I
Yeah,
was
dude.
so
Fuck that
happy
guy.
single that, like, when I was in the relationship and I started feeling crappy, I knew that that was a red flag. Like, I knew
Yeah.
that I needed to get out
Yep.
because I was like, I felt so good by myself. Why am I letting
Yep.
anybody's dusty son take me down?
Dusty, crusty, bulgy eyes, motherfucker. Like Steve Buscemi on crack, but like plus 200 pounds. What?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I got it. I got it. All right. So let's do questions. Let's do some psychic questions.
Questions,
We
everybody.
were
Now
like
that
all
we're getting
hardcore on this
sassy.
topic. But
Yes.
end of the day, Stephanie's out of a shitty situation. I just started a good
Woo.
one. And so like, you know, and all in all, things are looking up as usual because that's what we fucking will only allow that from
Oh,
right?
Shannon just told me Whitney is proud of me. You guys, this is actually true. Shannon, I got to share this one with you. You're going to love this. Witters is proud of me. It's Maggie, Stephanie's Whitney is proud of me, and Witters is such a psychic like link with me that like I can feel her emotions, she can feel mine. And the moment he was out of my life, she bit him.
Yeah. Go, Winnie.
She does that with all of my exes. Like the moment they're my ex, she no longer loves them and she'll bite them. It's hilarious.
Okay, so
Yeah.
put your questions in the chat. So here's how it goes. One question per person. Put it in the chat, not general. No general. I need a specific question. I'm not in the mood to do
Specificity tonight.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer questions either about like, is my ex going to take me back? Don't ask me that because I won't answer it. Like, it's stupid. They're your ex. Get over
No,
it.
your ex is your ex for a reason.
Yeah.
Do not go back to exes. Whatever
No.
you do, we're on and
Or
up, people.
are they going to leave so and so for me? Not doing that either. Nope. Find your own person.
You don't want somebody else's sloppy seconds.
No, but
Yeah.
and then also like no, I personally won't do legal or health or
I do
pregnancy, but
medical.
anything else, career, love, fine. But it needs specific question. Like I'm not doing generals because that takes too long, and I want to be able to read everybody that wants a reading. So okay,
Shannon,
so
okay, I can answer
let me
that
know.
one right away. Shannon, no, he was being polite and he was cute, but he's just naturally flirty.
What was that? What? Oh no, we gotta do it soon. When are we gonna have a girls' weekend, Maggie asked.
Oh, Maggie, I am the master of planning those. And I also, okay, so guys who's watching, especially people in my cousin, I am planning this year. I'm going to be getting an Airbnb in New Orleans in October.
Right. In the summer, right?
We're going summer? I am planning a trip. October.
Right.
I am planning a trip for witchy people who want to come join me and go play in New Orleans. And I also will be doing a camping trip for us girls here in the summer. So if anybody wants to join me that's in California or who wants to fly out and join me, I will take you to the coast of California. My Florida girls, if you're watching, I would love to. I would love to have you come out here and we will do all the witchy woo woo fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, we go and we play.
Yeah, it's fun. Awesome. Yep. Yeah. So about my carrier, what does that mean? Okay, hang on. Let me read this question. So about my carrier, I don't know what that means.
Seema Katwal, can you be more specific? Please explain to us your question. Shannon, no, it's not about you not flirting well. Some people just don't know how to.
Shannon, I'm going to tell you right now what it is. I'm in a bold mood today. Stop. You need to stop. You need to stop trying. You need to stop trying. That's the problem. It's blocking you. You're blocking yourself. By wanting it so bad, you're pushing it away.
True.
That's what's happening. It's super clear to see it. Like, you need to just be okay with the fact that right now you're single. And as soon as you're okay with that is when you will be met with the person that you're looking for. But as we search actively, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Like, it doesn't. Like, you gotta be okay.
Yeah, every time we search is when we're coming from a place of scarcity.
Yep.
And when that happens, you're going to bring in somebody who's scarce. You're going to
Yeah.
bring in
Yep.
somebody who's empty and not as involved as you.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so, like, you need to
Mhm.
cool your jet, sister.
Yeah.
I
And I'm not
get
trying
it.
to be rude. I'm being like, I just did
We
this.
love you.
I just did this. I just did the same exact shit. And, like, I can't tell you how instantaneous it was the minute I really believed, like, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Fuck that, man. I'm over it. Like, I'm not putting up with that shit anymore, and I'm okay by myself. I'm having fun. Take care of me and having fun." And then that's when now I'm in a really nice, amazing, like, he's, like, amazing guy. Like, can't wait to get him.
But also, if it doesn't work out, you will be okay, and
Yeah.
that's the
Yep.
major thing
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Like, it's like I've had yes, and it's okay, and I'm not, like, hanging my hat on the idea that, like, this person you know what I mean? I'm not like,
Okay, whoa,
"Oh
whoa,
my."
whoa. I just want to say like a couple things to Shannon because I just
Yeah.
got like, okay. So Shannon, number one, get the cats and he will come. Just
Oh,
kidding, but but
kinda, probably.
so it's a
And he'll
joke.
have a cat allergy.
Um, okay, so you said you were carrying a heavy box, and so you thought he'd help. He considered it. Ha ha. That right there is breadcrumbing, darling. When you asked yourself if he was uh, uh, flirting with you, and he didn't even pick up your goddamn box. Are you kidding me right now? Like, if a man is interested in me, he better carry my box and whatever else I got in my car, even if he doesn't know me. And you better do all these things right now if you even want to flirt with me, because I'm not going to be breadcrumbed.
Right, and again,
We'll
guys that
also be
like you will let
honest.
you know. Guys
Yeah,
like you, you'll know. It's not a question. If you're questioning whether or not it is, then it's a no because, like, it's that's guys go there. That's their nature is to, like, go after what they want, right? Like,
be
that's the
in
thing.
service.
It is, like, some of those old stereotypes are true. Thing, you know? So you need and, like and then also the guys are very averse to women that are, like, very, very, like
Like myself.
what? Well, I mean, like, the ones that seem like they really, really are looking for a partner. Like, that
Oh,
turns
I
off
was gonna
guys.
say also though, like myself, like you're gonna have to find your energetic equal, and it's not these
Oh,
dudes.
yeah, they can't
Because
be
Shannon
normal, like, they can't.
can't,
They can't
they
be like the
can't be
normal
normal
guy,
guys.
dude, they can't. It's not possible. Because it's just you'll to be too
Mm-mm.
different. It's too differences matter. You gotta find someone that's on like, quirky like you, like, you do.
Yes, yes, and you know what? It takes a while for somebody to stop faking it, so you can see if they're really quirky like you or
Yeah.
not. But also, I
Yeah.
want to say now from my experience, you definitely need to feel it.
Yep. You feel it, not see it. Like, yeah, you know, feel it, feel it. Okay, let's see. I'm
Oh
looking
yes,
for Ariane.
carry on.
I
Okay.
got her. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like pulling cards for that.
Okay.
Um, so what? Hmm.
Ariane, you have a spirit guide named Valerie. She has long dark hair and she's wearing a purple dress,
A what dress?
and she's standing by you and she has her hands on your shoulders.
Okay.
And she's showing me something about her womb. And it's like she's holding some kind of creative thing for you in her room, like you're birthing something creative.
I'm seeing. I'm seeing like I don't know. It looks like you'll for your spirit guide. Like, hey, so like like the stuff that you went through recently or whatever, like the lack, the disappointment, the heartbreak. It looks like there's like heartbreak here. There's a disappointment here, and then there's like feeling of lack, like a feeling of like I feel like I'm not where I should be at right now, or something like that. Like or like I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough of something. You know, like that is going to be over with pretty soon coming up here. It looks like there's gonna be some new it's 2 of cups I got for the future cards. So like maybe a new I don't know if it could be business or it could be partner or something, coming into play. I'm not sure. But um it looks like that is yeah, and then okay, yes. Good. So yeah, like so you got to keep on doing your manifestation stuff, like your magician stuff, like making it happen for yourself because it's working, but it may or may not look like it right now. So it's like just hang on there. Like it's you're doing it. You're doing the stuff, whatever that means. you're doing all this stuff, and it's gonna come to you. But it won't be like the last time, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but I asked what my spirit guides' names are or something like that. I feel I didn't get the right name. Can you see? That was you said Natalie, right? What'd you say? Valerie.
Oh, that was for REM.
That is ever. Oh, different person. Oh, it's Blue Portal. Okay, Blue Portal. Let's see.
Blue Portal is
Okay.
Alejandra.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What?
I'll let you
Wait,
tell her.
I don't know. Seema Katwal. I don't know what happened to them. Here.
Hmm?
Wait a minute. Seema, the person. Seema. I asked what my spirit guides' names are, something like that. I feel like I didn't get the name right. Can you see? Alright, that's a store in the mall. Right, isn't it? Right? Let's see.
Mhm.
I'm listening.
I want to see
for
if you see what
name.
I've seen on her.
Oh, about her spirit guide? Or just in general
Mhm.
stuff? Let me see. Hang on. Let's see, for Alejandra. A lot.
The name crackled, she says.
The name crackled. Wait.
It didn't crackle. I know what it did, but I don't. You're like getting it, and I wanted to kind of play with it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It wouldn't crackle. What would it be like? What would it sound like if it was a growl? That's not a crackle.
I just got like little big
Chills.
chills, but kind of disturbing ones. I don't know why that is. It seems a little darker than what I would normally encounter for a spirit guide.
It's a panther.
Maybe that's why, because I don't see a person. I don't see.
It's a panther.
I don't see a person. I see dark, a stealth. I don't know. There was some kind of darting about. I don't know, if that's a panther, but I didn't see it per se. But I felt it I don't know what the fuck that's about. What the hell would the name be though?
I think it sounds like Zara,
man.
but I think it sounds like Zara, but
No, I just heard it and I lost it. I just fucking had it. It just came and then I lost it. Damn it. It sounds like a South American. It sounds South American or something.
Yes, thank you.
It sounds like it's some kind of tribal name. It sounds like a tribal name. It doesn't sound like any name starts like a Z, ZAMBI, something like something with there is a Z there, but there's also an A and an M and a B and then the IE at the end, and I don't know what the rest of it is, but it's something. It's long. It's a longer name and it's cut short for something else. And this is oh my god, it's an ancestor. Okay, got it. So it's an ancestor that was a shaman, okay, and their shaman form when they convene with spirits was to be a jaguar.
Jaguar. There we
go. Jaguar, not whatever. What do you say? A panther. It was a jaguar.
Jaguar.
Black. It's black. It's a black jaguar.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not actually a jaguar. It's actually a person. But that's their spirit. They're convening. What the fuck, dude? This is the weirdest shit. I've never encountered that.
Yeah. That's why I wanted you to see.
Is that Incan? What is that? Incan or what? Aztec, Mayan? What is it?
Incan. It seems
Incan. It's Incan, right? It seems like Inca. I feel like it's it's a man. It's not a woman. It's a man. This is a man. This is the head of the tribe. But his form to convene with spirits was a female panther, jaguar, black jaguar, black thing. That's why I seen it smoking. It looks like smoke. So you might see smoke. I'm like, you see smoke around like weird like wisps of I don't know like that's like moving about. That's fucking weird, dude. That's okay. No, yeah, strange. Well, interesting shit. Okay, another
No,
day.
now that makes total sense, and
It
I'll tell
does.
you, I did a reading for her probably 2 weeks ago, and this animal showed up. I thought it was like panther, but we got to jaguar, but I forgot, and then you picked up jaguar.
Okay.
And
Really? Wow.
yes, yes, and I
Okay.
had seen her in the temples as this female male priest thing.
So wait. You're your own spirit guide. Yeah. Because that's what I saw too. I saw an like androgynous, like it like transcended gender situation, right?
Yep,
That's why so
like
there's
I
this
have.
this
Yep.
cat, okay? Cat is because the other form is here you and you now and happening you now. So the other form, the split part of you is the cat. So you're like so it's like you have the normal version of you and then the shaman version of you aspects and like the normal version of you is here. Not normal, but like like I'm sure you're weird too, just like us. But like the shaman part is the one that you can access. It's like your higher self.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. Strange. Interesting. Well, that's
Mhm.
cool. That means you're pretty advanced then, I guess.
Yeah, she really is. She's actually one of my sex magic students.
Oh right. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I yeah. Oh, that's the same part. Okay. Hi
Okay,
again.
yeah.
I didn't see. But yeah. So I had no idea
I
about that.
actually do a private sex magic class, everyone, and then I'll be launching my public one for public consumption sometime in late spring.
Yeah. And I have my
So
tarot card class too. It's free. Okay.
yes, there was a jaguar named Manny in Tampa, and he got a fan mail from all the women who thought he was sexy. Ha
Yeah.
ha.
Jaguars are hot, man. What do you guys say? I don't know.
Right?
Yeah,
Right? I mean, they're just big
funny.
kitties. Who doesn't love
Yeah.
that?
So, anyone else have another question? I don't know. That one person's gone. I don't know. See, maybe it's Zoltan. It's not Zoltan. Zoltar, you mean?
Zoltar. That would be my spirit guide, would be Zoltar, guys. I mean, we have the same nose,
Oh, by the way, I know now why your grandma or great grandma who's spoke Hungarian or whatever the fuck, because my ancestry is Hungarian kings and queens, dude. Like what? So that makes sense now why I can understand it.
She was like, "Oh, okay, you're Hungarian. I'll do this." Oh, by the way, everyone, Anna and I did our ancestries,
Yeah,
and we
but
found out that we both have Constantine the Great as an ancestor.
yeah, god
The
damn it.
guy who wrote the Bible, guys.
The
Like, what
guy
the
who's responsible for the Christian Bible, yes. And then Attila the Hun, Sir Lancelot. Okay. Um, who else? Oh, all the kings Edwards of England. So one
Yeah,
through four.
same. Yep.
Um, yeah, we have like yeah, my entire one woman in my family married 5 generations ago in and brought all this royalty, like every single Nero, Caesar, Mark Antony, Marcus Aurelius, all those people are in my fucking family tree, and I cannot believe it, but I actually can. And also
Oh,
Mabel, the
Guinevere?
girl that had a past life regression, and I saw myself as a chick in the South in a gingham pink dress named Mabel. I found her.
No way.
Yep, Savannah, Georgia, 1886.
Nice.
Mhm. Couldn't believe
Nice.
I almost had a heart attack. I was like, "Oh my god," that was a horrible, horrible past life regression. Horrible. And I was like,
My
"Oh, no. That person existed. Holy shit." Crazy.
my, my actual okay, that's like, holy shit. My actual, like, interest also is that there is definitely an esoteric connection to royalty. Like,
Well,
there
yeah,
is.
they had magicians and shit, yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
use prophecy to do their things, yes.
Right. So, like, of course, they're gonna pass it down genetically to their, what are we? We're not ancestors. We're really, Stephanie? Whatever.
Wait, descendants?
Descendants, thank you. I
Yeah.
lost the word. Um, but I mean, so of course so we're already like genetically disposed to want to be into esoteric things.
Yeah, there's no way, like, I mean, yeah, no. Like, I've been into this shit since I was a kid. Like, didn't even know it. Like, like, legitimately. So, not just saying that to be cool. Like, before it was cool. Before it was cool. Before it was on TikTok. Before it was on YouTube. When it was, like, shit that you could get in trouble about. Literally. That shit. Like, yeah. I mean, I've been accused of being a witch in court twice. You know that?
I
Twice.
mean,
In court.
I've been called that several times,
It was
and
terrifying for me. I was like, oh my God, if I had been a couple generations earlier, that would have ended my
you know
life.
what? I just realized that happened to me too. It was during child my child custody and family
Yep.
court,
That's
and
when that
I
was mine too.
actually what was funny was I actually won and got full legal and physical custody of my
Yeah.
children.
Yep. Well, the judge said, if I hear you accuse her one more time of witchcraft, sir, I'm going to throw you out of my courtroom. And I was like, oh my God. But it wasn't lost on me that my ancestors would have been burnt alive for that shit, just a few generations back. Like, that's some shit. And it was very unnerving. And then during my divorce more recently, just 3 years ago, I also was accused of putting black magic on somebody, and I was like, oh my God. And the judge also laughed about it. And I was like, thank God he doesn't believe it.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Yep.
talk on this one to Noelle.
Oh,
Okay, so Noelle, the number in my mind came up 93. Okay, so probably about 93 times you've incarnated. Um, but the thing is that what you need to understand is reincarnations don't really matter. They're just part of our personality. It's what makes us us. Like, you pick up things along the way because really we're travelers, right? That's what we are. Our bodies are vessels for our soul. And our soul is actually just part of the mass of energy that we came from. Okay? So you really want to ask yourself is like, what do I like? What do I like? What are my biggest parts of my personality? And those are usually what you were in past lives.
yeah. Like, what era am I drawn to? Like, what area of the world am I drawn to? Like, those things. Because guess what? My ancestry just got updated, right? Like, it used to say it was 100% Irish Scottish. Nope. Now I'm Scandinavian, 54%, 40 something percent Irish Scottish, and then Greek Italian. Isn't that interesting that I find that out the day of me going and looking at that ancestry report that now says that I have Roman fucking Empire goddamn royalty? How's that? How'd that work out? I know you guys don't know that
Well,
that
we
happened,
have
but it
to
did.
remember the Roman Empire was very large at one point,
Yeah,
and it
yeah. But I'm only on one half of it
most
though.
of
That's just the
Europe.
one side. Yeah, this is the one side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
I
I mean,
mean,
yeah. But
and I mean, they're responsible. Well, the later versions are responsible for the patriarchal society that we live in
Pope
today.
Pius, motherfucker. Pope Pius, because this is before they weren't allowed to marry, right? So I was like, how's that possible? Oh, right, he's the one that made it impossible. So yeah. But yeah, I'm sure it is gonna be epic. I gotta get my kid dinner.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Maggie, it's right. I was told my whole life growing up I was German because I speak German for some unknown reason.
Right.
But and then I'm not. Not really. Just a tiny bit, maybe. But it's more like just because of Europe. Just because Europe was Europe, whatever, like they didn't have country names back then. It was a
Well, no, they
empire.
had like what was it? It was Prussia for a
No, there
while.
was like there's like, Alba. Where the hell's that? I don't know. King and Queen of Alba. What? I don't
Right.
know. It's Scotland actually. Like I mean, or Ireland. Like it's like they had different names for things back then. So yeah,
Right.
it's just that area, the region. That's like the most important part. But yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks, Shannon. Lucy's gonna be 9 at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, which I will not have her because her grandma's gonna have her. But yeah, I was in labor right now for 3 fucking days with that kid.
Yeah, the twins were 4 days, and on the 4th day, I was like, "I've had it. I'm
Dude,
having these
I was
kids hang
screaming,
out."
"Get it out of me!" Like Maggie was there. Maggie was there, and she was like, "Hell yeah!" Like
She's
oh
like,
my
"Oh,
gosh,
yeah."
she's a horrible. She was so about it. Like she was so about it. Like Maggie's the best. when I was pregnant, like I would wake up in the middle of the night, she'd just be staring at me like, "Are you okay?" And she'd be like wide awake and just staring at me, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You were just so uncomfortable in your sleep. I just want to make sure you're okay." And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
ah, like it was like amazing. Yeah, and then she said, "You're gonna go into labor on your tonight at my baby shower," and I did. Literally, I did.
I absolutely, Maggie, I have to tell you, I freaking love that. And I have to say that that is another hallmark. Yes, you were baby daddy all the way. That's a
Yeah.
hallmark, I think, of us because I did the same thing. I had the twins as a single mom. And it was like I was just surrounded by women from my family when I had them.
Oh no,
And
he was there. He got kicked out of the hospital because he's obnoxious. He got kicked out for being obnoxious.
well, I could see
Yeah,
that.
and they were like, yeah, it was so bad. Like Maggie, the whole time though, the whole pregnancy, she was there all every day, like making sure I was okay because I was miserable. I was a miserable bitch. Like, oh my god, it was a nightmare. Like I was so bad. Like I hated it so much. I
But
was
you
like,
got through it.
I did,
Oh, I don't
I
ever
did.
wanna be pregnant again. Screw that. I'm so glad to be a crone and not able to have babies. Like, give me all the dog and cat babies. I'm good with that.
I was in denial about being in labor. What? I was in denial about it? How's that? How's that? I don't remember that part. I just remember it hurting a lot, like, me going, "I will never forget this. I will not forget this. I will remember this forever." Like, yeah, 'cause that shit biologically, guys, you are programmed to forget the pain of childbirth so that you'll do it again.
Oh, yeah.
So, you have to
All right,
cognizantly tell yourself, "Ouch, never again."
everyone, we gotta go,
Yep,
but this was a
fun.
great one. I loved hanging out with
Yeah.
everybody. And next Thursday, I will be post-op. So
Oh,
I don't
right. So
know.
we won't be on, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, we won't because Stephanie has to recover from her surgery that's coming up next week. But so
Yeah.
everyone, you guys, send your good vibes to her
Send me good
on Monday.
juju. I'm going in
Yeah.
for stomach surgery on Monday. I'll be just fine though. And
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
but we'll see you guys a week
come
after
back
that
in
then.
2 weeks then.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
exciting to see you guys in 2 weeks. I can't wait to share with you guys my recovery story. And also tomorrow night I am priestessing my first
Yay.
pagan ceremony
For
at
Impulse.
yes, in bulk at a church here in the Fresno area. So I'm stoked about it. So
Yay. Thanks, guys. We love you so much.
thank you
And
guys.
we'll see you guys later. Okay. Have a good night, guys. Blessed be.